welcome to the Smoke and Mirrors podcast, your destination for the latest in movie news and reviews. We are your hosts, Rob, Dave, and Triz. So today, we review a film which we've been looking forward to since the trailer dropped. We follow Megan Suri as she combats evil from Indian culture in It Lives Inside. Today, we give you the verdict whether this lives inside our brains as a great addition to horror or a terrible one. Now let's start the show. Let's jump into it. So we got the synopsis here. So an Indian-American teenager struggling with her cultural identity has a falling out with a former best friend, and in the process unwittingly releases a demonic entity that grows stronger by feeding on her loneliness. So this one is Bishal Dutta, who wrote and directed this film, and it's also his feature-length debut. This guy had done 19 short films prior to this as well, and some of those were actually critically acclaimed. So it's huge that he took this time to actually make a feature length finally. So I'm actually excited to see more coming from that too. So on top of that, we had a very small cast for this movie, but it was very impactful too. So we have Megan Suri as Samita. We have Niru Bajwa as Purna. We have Mohana Krishnan as Tamira. Betty Gabriel as Joyce. Vic Sahay as Inesh. And Gage Marsh as Russ.
Very good. I will say the pronunciation on those Indian names, A1, my friend. A1.
I likes to keep it 99.
Let's just break out and fucking Shah Rukh Khan dancing and shit. Have you seen that clip? That motherfucker's got moves, and his tank too.
It's funny when the tankos can dance. I don't know what it is. You shouldn't be able to do that, my guy.
Nah, you shouldn't have rhythm like that.
Yeah, put it away, mate.
But the fucking the way that he amps it up, it's so cinematic, and they just introing him and shit, and then he just boom, and it fucking it's Goosebumps level shit.
Yeah.
Them productions is next level.
Oh,
Hollywood has got fuck all on them Bollywood numbers.
Bollywood's laughing at Hollywood right now.
Badly.
Well, you guys actually pay your actors. Seriously, it's literally, hey, come do this movie. All right. I got fuck all else to do. I'm not doing anything on Saturday. I might as well do this fucking movie.
Have you seen the fans?
Giant stars.
Badly. That's the thing. The fandom there.
Yeah.
Shah Rukh Khan, his house has to have their big old fucking walls and security out there with the blicks.
What's his face? Scarface.
Yeah, because the fans just line up the fucking the whole fence and shit, and he just comes out of his window with a cup of chai or something top of the morning to you. Boom, and he's out.
Top of the morning.
Just hits the dance real quick. Just pulls a ride in that bitch, man.
Fucking badly. They don't put speakers on the outside of his house.
I would too. Yeah, I get down, dog. All right, so the technical breakdown for this is really bare, right? So the only thing that we know is that it's 99 minutes, which is nearly a perfect movie. And it's in color. It looked really sharp from what we could see on the 720p screener that we got from Madman. Thank you. What's his face? I honestly think to keep costs down, they would have shot digital. Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about the sound. It was coming through in 2.0, so yeah.
Be nice to kind of have that info, especially budget. I always feel if a director can stretch the budget and you kind of see it on screen, you kind of see what they're capable of. Especially horror. Horror has been historically low budget.
Oh yeah,
but they stretch the shit out of that.
Unless you're making something what's his face, one of those new age horror films, Midsummer or something like that.
Midsummer was surprisingly low budget. That would have been a sub 30.
You're not even supposed to get 30 million. We grew up in the era where all you needed was a HD cam and some stupid fuckheads in the woods. And we talked about a fucking witch in the fucking woods, God. That's all we needed. and we ran around the woods with a fucking camera. That's all we needed. $1 million.
So
That wasn't the pinnacle of fucking horror, and Midsummer was $9 million.
9 million.
Mix that and your fucking period blood milkshake that you're mixing. Fucking hell.
I haven't even
So-
watched that movie. That some of the artsy horror, like the artsy, like when horror went artsy, I was just like, I don't want to watch this now.
Oh, where they added an extra fucking hour? Triz got something to say.
No, I was just gonna do the Family Guy skit where he's like, so they're walking around woods, they're talking about someone called the Blair Witch, and the movie's
Literally, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the atmosphere that they generated, because they're in the dark, because they're in the woods, because it's found footage, because it was amazing. What's his
People
face?
hadn't seen that.
Yeah, it's the first time we ever saw that.
True.
But like, yeah, just some of the artsy horror, like, it really gets to me sometimes.
Bro.
Yeah.
Fucking tell me about it. You don't need to add the extra like hour and a half to it. It doesn't need to be a 3-hour epic. This isn't fucking Ben-Hur, the Dracula Slayer. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Meta horror just hits and misses for me.
I didn't mind Hereditary, and that is a cool hour 59.
Yeah.
So that's
Hereditary
right
was
on the brink
good.
there. But it's earned. That shit is earned. Same with The Exorcist.
Yeah.
It's 126 minutes.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
earned, motherfucker, because they're telling a story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Midsummer, you can argue that they're telling a story, and you know it's there, but there's some bits where you're just like, fuck it, wow, just get on with it. Bo Was Afraid, very much the same.
Yeah.
Stuff for me like bloody what's his face, like Babadook. I was just like, I will never watch that movie again. Not fucking ever. That annoying little fuck kid as well. You just want to punch him in the throat. What's his face? And the whole
Somebody's got to say it.
yeah, the whole mental illness. It's like, fucking hell, man. Please, just do something.
I do like mental illness as a thing that they lean on in modern horror, though. That shit for me, I like it because it can take.
Tell me about Malignant.
Fucking Malignant was on some other shit. Don't even fucking get me started on Malignant. I didn't need to see that fucking kung fu back attack shit.
Talk to Me did it a lot better with mental illness.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, that's when they do it right. Maybe had too much back in fucking Malignant. Annabelle Wallace, long back.
It was what's his face. The long back was always what's her name? Taylor Swift.
I know, that's where I got it from.
I don't know. It's always that Zach Fox line where he's like, bitch got hella kids, bitch got a long back.
Shit. Alright. Question the audience is waiting for. Is it worth the price of admission? Do you spend your hard-earned time and precious money? Or flip those. Do you spend your precious time and hard-earned money? They're both the same. Time is money, baby.
Time is money.
Yeah.
I think that if you're going into this movie, 99 minutes, paying you $20, getting the most out of it, worth it. Absolutely fucking worth it. You could sit down and watch some real shit this year.
Yeah.
But a 99-minute horror, I would have loved to have watched this in the fucking movie. Free or otherwise, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, comp my tickets. I'm all for it, but I'll pay for it too.
100%.
I would pay to watch this movie. This is a great movie. It wasn't great, but like, it was a good movie. It was a good horror film.
Yeah. I think consistently this year we've gotten good horror, which is a really good sign.
Yeah. And look, I feel with horror, that's probably one of the only genres where I drop my fucking standards. Big time. Like, I will accept shitty horror and then be like, you know what? Not the greatest horror, but not a bad spend of $20 in 90 minutes. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that shit horror is good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it works out, like, really well. It's really well executed. The characters were great. Yeah.
Well, like, shit as in, like, they just took it in a direction.
Yeah.
Probably didn't need to go.
Yeah, when
Probably didn't
it's
need
like
to go.
that, and I was just like, duh.
But I can still find some enjoyment out the fucking picture.
Yeah.
It's not all trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this movie. I feel like they focus very intently on the cultural aspect of it, and I don't get to digest too much Indian film. So I like that they were going into the mythology with the Pashash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It felt like it came from an Indian person who had experienced this, and I liked that because this mirrored very much my experience immigrating into a country that didn't speak like me. And then, on top of it, seeing an O that did at one point speak like me, and then that teacher just like, what did you say? And like try to mimic the accent. I was just like, this is wild, and I'm only 12.
How am I a child being subjected to this?
It's like, this bitch just gonna get away with this? Fuck out of here, Miss Weeks. Year 4, I'll dox you.
Oh, shit. Good luck selling that book.
The dox on your house.
But if it's any consolation, a dumb cunt child like broke both his arms in a tree falling accident. But I don't know how you break both arms falling out of a tree. Believe me.
I had an O that did the same thing in my year. He put the arms out to save him and landed, and his arms must have just folded in themselves.
Why is that funny?
I don't know. I think it's just the fucking, it shouldn't fold that way.
Yeah. She fell funny. I like this, man. I like the fact that we're seeing different cultures in film now. You know what I mean? Like you can tell a lot from a culture by their legends.
Yeah.
And this stuff like coming out, 'cause I didn't know this stuff. It's
I
the
mean,
first time I've seen this stuff. Like it's just really, really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Also, Booja. I always thought it was Booyah Mix.
Yeah, that's I get that.
But it was fucking
Booyah mix.
Yeah. It's like, that's the fucking heat right there.
Yeah.
Shit, that mix rips.
Yeah, that's that Malibu.
Yeah. But it's Booja this whole time. I just didn't know there was like celebration and everything. So getting into that cultural density, that's the shit that I was like. Because it brings that realness to it. It also brings a sense of duty for that main character, which, like, that's the shit that you need to sort of have. You need to have that broken loop so that you can repair it. That's the fucking arc, baby.
Yep.
That's the arc right there.
Yeah. For me, I really liked the monster in here and how basic the actual monster was, but in the best way possible. Because it gave us a chance, like you said, with the culture to learn more about that and then introduce it through there as well. Because in our first, I guess, dealings, it was very simple. And then as you learn more, it makes a lot more sense in the long run as well.
Yeah. Fucking hell. I just want to get into some spoilers.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're not keen to be spoiled, the movie does open next week in most territories. I know it's a limited release in the States. So, get
you better
ready.
go fucking watch it. You got fuck all else to watch. Go watch this movie.
Yeah, it's
What
true.
You're gonna go watch.
It's true.
Everything's been pushed back, friendos. Everything. Fucking go to the movies, friends.
What you gonna do?